leader Ben Murphy, known as Baz on the team. Now Baz is an experienced pilot. He's in his 5th year with the Red Arrows. And this is his 2nd year as team leader. The only person to have done 5 years on the team before is a man called Ray Hanna, who is very well known in the Royal Air Force and the Red Arrows as one of the founder members. The formation shape you see now is our most famous formation shape, Diamond 9, and it's the one that appears on our squadron crest. So Red 1 is tightening up to a 3G bend now as the team passes you for the first time today in Diamond. Those are the voice commands of Red 1, that's Ben again, rolling the team out as they depart on the right hand side. Now Ben's not only an experienced pilot, his experience line was with the Harrier GR7, where he has seen operational service in Afghanistan, providing close air support to, of course, not only British troops on the ground there, but troops from many countries around the world, and many from Europe indeed. Ben's also a keen runner and a very good kite surfer, and during our spring training in Cyprus, he was able to do quite a bit of kite surfing, and he now thinks that he's quite good. Okay, the team have changed now to Big Vixen formation, very wide formation, therefore difficult for the pilots on the outer positions to fly. The aircraft on the left wingtip of our Big Vixen formation, the high aircraft as we see them now, is Red 9, Flight Lieutenant Zane Sennett. Zane's one of the 3rd year pilots on the team this year. And those are the voice commands to start the Big Vixen roll. So Zane's the lowest aircraft now on the left wingtip. Not only does he have to roll to match the leader's angle back, he has to make a lot of thrower changes, use lots of rudder towards the leader, and pitch forward on the control column quite a lot to maintain his position. Zane is another of the team's Harrier pilots. Now he and Red 1 both have degrees in geography, and of course we always think it's a good idea for the pilots to know where they are. And Zane is also the man who, if the weather allows, puts the spear through our famous heart shape in the second half of the show. So if you like, he's our Cupid. The thing is, we're starting to worry on the team that Zane really does believe he is Cupid. So girls, you've been warned. Okay, the team are now changing to Swan formation. Swan is a long and wide formation, so again a difficult one for the pilots to fly. It's generally considered the further away you are from the leader in the formation, the more difficult it is to maintain your position accurately. Now sitting just to the right of the neck of our Swan, at the back there, is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Chris Linden-Smith. We know him on the team as Smythe, and he's the first of the 3 new pilots on the team this year. At the moment though, he's making a nice job of Swan formation. So Red 1's called the team into Typhoon formation. Reds 2 and 3 move forward to make the front canards of Typhoon, and Red 2 is the front right-hand wing there. Typhoon, of course, is named after the Eurofighter Typhoon, the Royal Air Force's newest combat aircraft, and for us it's going to be the future of our combat air power for the next several years. Smythe, though, is a Tornado GR4 pilot by trade. He was born in Zambia, but he grew up initially in South Africa and then came to the UK and served on 13th Squadron at RAF Marham in Norfolk. I mentioned earlier that Red 1 was a keen kite surfer. Well, so is Red 2, Smythe. Smythe's actually a level 2 instructor with the British Kite Surfing Association, and he's really good. I've seen him fly that kite almost as high as he is in his aircraft now. But most worryingly, Smythe says he's better at kite surfing than Red 1. And I think that's fairly dangerous for his career. Good luck, Smythe. Okay, on the right-hand side, the team have now reformed Diamond formation, and very shortly you'll see Reds 4 and 5 switch on their smoke. There they go now, the smoke is on as they slide back to make Apollo formation. Apollo is named after the Apollo 11 lunar landing craft, the Eagle, which landed on the moon, of course, in 1969. Now, usually with close formation flying, you watch the leader's movements and react and follow him. If we did that in a big formation, there'd be enough delay to spoil the shape of the formation. So everything we do is initiated by Red One's voice commands. Let's have a listen. So in that maneuver you hear Red One say and roll, and he emphasises the word roll. All of the pilots can then anticipate their own control inputs to start manoeuvring at exactly the same time as Red One. That's how we maintain this perfect Apollo formation as you watch the Apollo Twister. Initiates the second part of this manoeuvre. If you take a look at the aircraft at the back left of the formation, the lowest one that we see at the moment, that's Red 5, Flight Lieutenant Kirsty Stewart, who is the first ever female Red Arrow pilot, and this year is her second year with the team. Kirsty was inspired to become a pilot in the Royal Air Force by her father. He was a Tornado GR1 navigator and he served operationally over Iraq in 1991. And in actual fact, he was shot down and held captive by the Iraqis in Baghdad for 3 months during that conflict. Well, after Kirsty joined the Royal Air Force, she too went on to fly the Tornado. By this stage, a Tornado GR4, and she has also seen operational service, much more recently, of course, over Iraq. Kirsty is also a keen sportswoman. She loves kayaking, rock climbing, and she does a lot of mountain biking. And this summer we're hoping she's finally going to take the training wheels off her bike. Okay, the team have now taken shape in flanker formation, coming in from the left-hand side. Flanker is named after the Su-27 flanker, the formidable Russian fighter aircraft. I think it's a very nice formation shape. And now the engines fire up and you see the smoke come on as the team passes by in flanker. Wingtip of our flanker is Red 4, Flight Lieutenant John Egging. We call him Eggman, and he's the second of the 3 new pilots we have this year. Eggman joins us from the Harrier Force in the Royal Air Force, recently retired of course, and he served his operational tours with 4 Squadron. 4 Squadron is known as Happy 4 in the Royal Air Force, and Eggman, like all of the other pilots, has seen operational service over Afghanistan. Eggman's a keen runner. He does a lot of running with his wife, Emma, who's a vet, and actually we're pretty sure she's a faster runner than he is too. At the moment though, the team are passing us now in Eagle formation. Okay, the team are about to reform into diamond formation for our next manoeuvre, which is called the Whirlwind. The Whirlwind is a relatively new manoeuvre for the team this year, but it's one that I like.
Holding the bank now.
So that's the change to diamond formation, which is the shape for this next manoeuvre, the Whirlwind. Now, as you can imagine, the Red Arrows, like all display teams, are very popular subjects for aviation photographers. And there's a Dutchman called E.J. van Koningsveld, who's very well known throughout the aviation photography world, especially in Europe. And he's been flying with the Red Arrows for 20 years. He's a great friend of the team. And he's been photographing us for that entire period too. He says that this manoeuvre is great, and I consider EJ to be an authority on what looks good for the Red Arrows. So if EJ says it's good, then I'm inclined to believe him. Today though, you can be the judge as you watch the team fly the Whirlwind. Pilots simultaneously spot roll to the left, and during that manoeuvre, for 1.5 seconds or so, all the pilots lose sight of each other. And that requires complete trust between everybody. We build up that trust over the 6 months of training we do throughout the winter, where we fly 3 times a day, 5 times a week, if the UK weather permits us. So the team once again have closed into our normal diamond shape for the final manoeuvre of the first half of the show. Gives me time to talk about Red 3, who's sitting just to the left and slightly above the leader as we look at them. And Red 3 is the last of the first year pilots on the team this year. It's Flight Lieutenant Sean Cunningham, and he grew up in Coventry in the UK, although he was born in South Africa.